How's it going? I'm Anthony, and these are stories of my life. For those of you just joining us for the first time, these videos are a cognitive therapy tool for me. I have taken some head injuries over the years, my memory has been failing me, and the doctors have suggested I make these videos to preserve the memories I still have, as well as inspire some of you all who are involved in these events to provide me with details I may have lost or otherwise remind me of events I've completely forgotten. In which case then I can either remake an old video with the new details or make a whole new video for you and go from there. So I'm sure you get the idea. At any rate, building off of the last video, the events of this one would take place around the summer up to the first day of school that fall of 1993. I would have been 15 years old, having turned 15 on January 3rd, and I would have been homeless and living on the street. If you are not familiar with what's transpired up to this point to lead me to that position, please go back and watch the last several videos. It will help you understand what's going on and kind of give you some insight into the stupid shit that I did. Anyway, so I'm living on the street, hanging out at the Canyon Crest Town Center. That's where I was living. That's where I was sleeping. And I was hanging out with some big scary dudes doing some questionable shit. So, yeah. At any rate, after the Los Angeles incident that occurred in the last video, we started running into some problems, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Some of the deals that we were trying to make were falling through. We were not able to connect with some of our contacts and whatever else. And they had either, I don't know, just disappeared, maybe gotten arrested, just gone. I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. I heard one or two of them died. But I didn't get a lot of that information because I was the kid. You know, I was the youngest of the group. I was only 15. Everybody else was anywhere from 20 to 40. And so I was a kid, but I was part of the group. So they did take me to do a lot of the things that they did. I didn't get the insight in the details. And I think a lot of that, as I mentioned in the last video, was they were trying to protect me. You know, if something went sideways and we got arrested, then I had some measure of plausible deniability, and being a minor, that would help me out, and yada yada. But anyway, but I don't know what had happened with our contacts. But then some of the deals that we were going on started going sideways on us, and just in weird ways. I don't even want to get into the details on that. But then there was even a couple of situations where third parties intervened, and things got really fucking dicey at that point. And once again, I'm not going to get into the details on those, but yeah, shit got hairy there for a bit. But anyway, at some point, one of our dudes just disappeared, man. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to him. We thought he just stopped connecting with us because he was sick or something. And then one of our guys, I think Aaron or somebody, tried to call and check on him. And whoever he was living with said, no, he hasn't fucking talked to us. He hasn't called, come home, nothing, you know? So dude literally ended up a missing persons report. No clue. To this day, I have absolutely no idea what happened to him. And then not long after that, another one of our dudes, Steve, ended up in a ditch with a needle in his arm. Now, Steve was the biggest fucking pothead I have ever met in my entire life. I shit you not. This guy was a fucking vegetarian, and all he ever ate was probably fucking marijuana. But anyway, so if you would have told me that Steve somehow miraculously overdosed on THC, I believe it. I'll believe that shit. To tell me that he OD'd on heroin, absolutely not, because he stayed as far away from hard stuff as you could possibly imagine. So that was really weird. That kind of freaked everybody out, because no, that wasn't right. So we all started trying to lay low a little bit because we didn't know what was up. And so some of us would connect here and there. We'd still try to do what we could, but we were really kind of watching our backs at that point. And me being the homeless kid at the town center, I started noticing people that I had never seen before that kept coming back and really seemed to have no purpose. They weren't shopping or buying food, and it almost reminded me of us, but not us. And so I'm sure you get the idea. At any rate, I started letting everybody know what was up. And once again, everybody was still watching their backs, but apparently not good enough, because then another one of our guys, Aaron, actually I just mentioned his name, Aaron actually disappeared. We don't know what the fuck happened to Aaron. And then somebody else ended up dead. I think he ended up in a car accident, and it was the weirdest circumstance. It was like as he was pulling out of his house or right by his house, somebody just was hauling ass and boom into the side of his vehicle and killed him. I don't know if it was a hit and run or what the deal was, but I remember something about it was just extraordinarily suspicious. Like, it was fucking crazy. So that was, you know, red flags all over the place. And then to top it all off, another one of our guys, Pulley, and I don't know if Pulley was his last name or if it was a nickname he got, but Pulley, our former military, big scary black dude, he I hate talking about this one. He was at home with his family, and like, from what I remember, 7 guys or so kicked his door in and went in with shotguns. And Pulley managed to disarm one and kill 3, wound another 1 or 2. And the other, whoever remained, ended up scattering. But Pulley's wife and kids did not survive. Wife and 2 kids. And that was all the information I got. I don't know any more than that. And it was literally within, I want to say, that same week, maybe even the following week, that Pulley ended up getting arrested for first-degree murder of his aunt. And that was totally off because Pulley and his aunt were close. And so that's when we knew something was awry. And so we all contacted each other and decided that we were going to have to kind of go our separate ways for a bit, lay low until things cool down and people stop dying. And so everybody else kind of did that, but I'm the homeless kid. You know, where am I going to go? I mean, I've literally only got one place to go. So what do? I walk my happy ass back to my dad's house. And it was the weirdest thing, because I get there and it's got to be like a little after midnight, maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I'm walking into his apartment complex, and it's pretty dark. You know, they had these little amber lights outside some of the apartments. So things are fairly dark. And as I'm walking in, I notice there's like a handful of guys walking around. You could tell that they knew each other, because I guess they were talking. But it was like they were walking around looking for somebody, looking in windows, as if they, you know, if there's like a crack or something in the blinds. And so I immediately freaked out, because you get it. And, you know, jumped into the shadows and immediately got my way up onto a rooftop. And I'm watching these fuckers, and I don't remember what they were saying to each other now, but I genuinely got the impression they were looking for somebody specific. They couldn't figure out which apartment they were in. And then they weren't entirely sure that they were in the right apartments either. So I don't know. But I got the feeling they were looking for me. And maybe they said something that gave me that impression. I don't know. But anyway, probably about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes later, they ended up bailing. So I was like, okay, I can go back to my apartment now. Fortunately, my dad was awake, which was what was interesting. So I get to my door, I knock on the door. My dad actually answers it now. And we talk for a minute outside. And I'm like, Dad, I need to come in, because I don't know if these guys are still around. So he okay, lets me in. I think I said I had to go to the bathroom or something, but anyway, he let me in. But then we got to talking. And I asked him if I can come home, if I can be back home. And he actually agreed. He said that I could. However, if I'm going to be at home, then I've got to at least go back to school and, put some measure of effort in trying to complete school. Okay, deal. I'll do it. It's fine. However, so I said, Dad, one small problem. This is what's going on. So I had to give my dad kind of a rundown as to what had transpired since I'd been on the street. And I basically told him we had to move. So fortunately, my dad was doing landscape maintenance work for Malcolm Smith. And Malcolm Smith is this big time motorcycle guy. He's got a lot of money, yada yada. He has a rental house up in Moreno Valley, and it just magically happened to be available at that moment. And he said my dad could move in. So what did we do? We packed our shit and fucking gone. End up moving into this house. And so now I'm moved into, I want to say the address is 2722 Scotia Lane, Scotia Lane. And it was one street off of Ironwood Boulevard or Ironwood Avenue. I think it's Ironwood Avenue and Pigeon Pass in Moreno Valley. And it's right there near that intersection, right across from a grocery store, on the other side of Ironwood. But anyway, so I ended up having to move up there. And things felt safe. I'd ride my bike a lot around the neighborhood just to see if anything was going on. No, everything seemed all right. So I started hanging out with my friends from my old high school up there too. So they'd come up and visit, or I might even go down to see them. And we'd still even end up at the Canyon Crest Town Center. And I wasn't worried about that, because if I'm hanging out with them, it looks like just a bunch of kids hanging out. But I'd still try to keep my eyes peeled about what was going on. And I'd see some of the people I knew. But it was treated more like a, hey, I know you. Hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And that was that. Oh, here's an interesting one. So one night, Corey Watson and I walked from the Canyon Crest Town Center to my dad's house in Moreno Valley. Now, you can map that out. It's a long damn walk. But anyway, so we end up walking that whole route. And as we're coming up Ironwood Boulevard or Ironwood Avenue, whatever the fuck it's called, I see the most beautiful and most terrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. And calling it a shooting star doesn't even do it justice. But it looked like a comet streaking over the sky. It literally came in from the horizon off to my right and just shot from one horizon to the other. And to give you an idea of how thick it was, if you put your thumb up and you hold your thumb out as far as you can, that's how thick the bastard was. Might even been a little bit thicker, but anyway. And its tail go like that. It was at least one, maybe even 1.5 of those lengths long if you hold your hand out, trying to measure it. And just shot across the sky, and it was so fucking bright that it lit up the entire landscape, everything, all of Moreno Valley just lit up this night. And God, it had to be, I don't even know what time, 2:33 maybe in the morning when this happened. It was so bright. Corey happened to be looking at the ground when this happened, that all of a sudden he got into full hands behind his head, legs spread, waiting for police helicopter to announce something at him. Like, he legitimately thought it was a police helicopter. It reminded me of Mark in the bowling alley in one of the previous videos when he did that. But Like, God, it was crazy seeing this thing go across the sky. And it was scary as fuck if you know what that could potentially mean. But obviously, nothing happened. But anyway, so I end up going to a new high school. And this school was called Canyon Springs High School. And it was just up the road, up Pigeon Pass. And they were called the Cougars. The colors were turquoise and black, which were actually pretty badass. The football uniforms, soccer uniforms, everything just looked freaking cool with those colors. And it was a nice school. You know, it was kind of a wealthy kids' school in Moreno Valley. So the story for this video was my first day of school. And, you know, I go to some of my classes and I don't know anybody. I'm a new kid. I'm supposed to be a junior, but I'm, by credits, a sophomore. If you actually look at the yearbook from that year, it shows me as a sophomore because of the classes I missed from running away. And anyway, I end up out, we have this PE class, and it's like the first day, so I didn't have anything organized. You know, we check in with our teachers, and then everybody ends up just kind of running off to the football field and grabbing the football and going and playing up there. And that's kind of what we do. And there's, you know, just a lot of us just screwing around. Anyway, there was this one kid, this big black dude, freaking big, strong dude too, man, muscle-bound freak, who was kind of a bully, man. I'll tell you, he was bossing people around, demanding everybody do this and do that. And when the class period ended, I don't know how it ended up being the case, but I ended up with the football in my hand. And I can remember walking back towards the locker room right by the tennis courts that were there. And this kid comes running up to me demanding I give him the football. And it's literally, hey, give me the fucking football. Hey, motherfucker, give me the fucking football. F this, F that, give me the fucking football now, blah, blah, blah. Just all kinds of shit, right? So I'm holding this football, and now I've got to decide what to do. Because I've got my whole class around me, and I've got several other classes that are also there because they're all walking back at the same time. Everybody sees this going on. And if I give in and hand them the football, how does that make me look? It makes me look weak, right? And I'll have to deal with that for the rest of my time at this school. If I don't give him the football and he starts fighting with me, it's fine. I can fight, but this is a big fucking dude. And I wasn't entirely sure I could win this fight. So now I end up getting my ass kicked in front of everybody if that's what happens. And I got to deal with that. More than that, I get my ass kicked in front of everybody. I have to go into reciprocity mode. And then I got to find this dude after school, blow up his car, burn down his house, something like that, you know, because paybacks are a bitch. And revenge is not a great way to go. But, you know, that was definitely what would have happened. So I have to come up with another option. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. And then one of the kids I had been playing with up there playing football gives me that option. All of a sudden, he goes running like he's going for a pass behind said bully. And he's got his hands up like, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. And so I look at the bully and I kind of put my head down like I'm going to give in and just casually toss him the football. And I see that kid running. As soon as he gets into position, I start to bring my arm up. Bully's like, yeah, bitch, give me the ball. At the last second, I just fling that fucker. And it goes way over his head. And he's like, what the fuck? Oh, you motherfucker. And he goes and looks back behind him. And you see that kid catch the ball. Yeah, like he scored a touchdown. Funniest shit ever. Bully was pissed, man. He was so fucking mad. Turns around, starts flipping out. And he gets right up in my face like he's about to swing and beat my ass. He's like, I told you to throw me the football. I told you, motherfucker. I told you to throw me the fucking football. And I put my hands up like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I do that not because I'm trying to be submissive, but because if he's going to swing, I've got my hands up in a guard and I can already, you know. But anyway, so I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, and so I say to him, I say, you know what? Whoa, hold on. Like, look, you're right. I'm sorry. And he's like, yeah. Like, I'm sorry, man. Seriously, I'm sorry. He goes, yeah, you better be. I'm like, look, I'm sorry, that I said I should have thrown you the football. I had no idea that football meant that much to you. I'm sorry, I didn't know that your life was so fucked up that something as simple as a football was so fucking important that you would get into a fight at school with somebody you don't even know and risk getting suspended, possibly even expelled. Like, I had no idea. I had no idea your life and you were that fucking pathetic that you would resort to some stupid shit like that. Matter of fact, you know what? Hold on a minute. Hold on. I can see how big of a deal this is. Give me a minute. Hey, give me the ball. Give me the ball. So then the kid throws me the ball back. Throws me the ball. I'm all, you know what? You know what? Tell you what. Go for a pass. Come on. Go. Go for a pass. I'll throw you the ball. Go. Go. Come on. Run. Let's go. Come on. You wanted the ball? I give you the ball. Go for a pass. Go for a pass. Oh my God. When I started doing this, every kid in the that was surrounding us in the PE classes started fucking dying. Like, they were in tears. They were laughing so hard because they're sitting there. Go for a pass. Come on. You wanted the ball? I'll give you the fucking ball. Go for a pass. Come on. Mr. Bully Man, head went down, tail between his legs. Couldn't even fucking respond because at this point now he's got no way to win. What's he gonna do? Catch my pass? What's he gonna do? Fight me after I just said that you're a fucking idiot if you do? And so he could not win. He was beaten. Nothing he did at this point would make him look good. And so he starts walking back to the locker room, and I just keep it up. I'm just giving him a taste of his own damn medicine. I'm like, yeah, you're out here trying to pick fights with a kid who's half your size just to make you feel like a fucking man, blah, 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 just going off on him, just berating him like you can't imagine. Whole class is dying, kids just walking away. And then finally I said, yeah, bitch, keep walking back to that fucking locker room because you know I would have beat your fucking ass too. And he kept going. He just kept going. And he went back to the locker room and just never heard from him again. I never had to deal with that kid again for the rest of the year. Oh, it was so funny. That was probably one of the first times I'd really beat someone's ass without ever having to throw the punch. Like, I just verbally fucked this kid up. I just tore him apart. Ah, God, it was hilarious. I wish I could have seen that whole thing recorded on video just because I was on a roll. I went off him. I ripped this kid to shreds. But anyway, yeah, go for pass. I don't know if any of you were there or not because there's a lot of people out there. But if you were, hit me with a comment and let me know if there's any details I missed. Anyway, thank you for watching and talk to you again soon.